Here's some releases from 2023 you don't want to miss going into the next year. I'll present them in ascending order of popularity. You can use the timestamps to navigate the video if you want, but I would appreciate it if you gave some of the smaller artists a listen. FLOYA is a duo hailing from Germany. Their sound is defined by blending EDM elements with pop rock. I especially enjoy their guitar work and how they blend it with wide synthy soundscapes. Their dynamic songwriting really complements their singers' incredible vocal abilities. They've released a bunch of singles this year, but a standout one for me is Stay. Watch out for their debut album Yume that releases in March of 2024. Formed in Utah, The Strike is an 80s style rock band from the USA. Their 2022 album, The Lost Years, is one of my recent favorites. They capture an uplifting, melancholic, polished 80s sound with catchy melodies. They released a couple of singles at the end of the year, with Soundtrack being my favorite. Keeping my fingers crossed for some new music in 2024. Retrovision is an incredible debut album by pop rock duo Honey Revenge. If you're a pop rock fan, this is a must listen with solid songwriting throughout. Some of my favorites are Airhead featuring dancey beats and Distracted with its happy verse contrasted with a dark chorus.
You seem so distracted with yourself. Say I overreacted, but it's hard for me to tell.
408 gives you 3 different flavors of pop-punk vocals. They had a bunch of releases this year, but We Don't Get High Like We Used To is the song that made me want to follow them into the future.
We don't get high like we used to. The sunsets and shorelines fading away. I keep on falling back into your arms.
2023 has really been the year of Bilmuri for me. I had discovered him earlier as a feature in the Dance Gavin Dance song, but I gave his music a real try this year after listening to Finn McKenty's interview with him and realizing he's Johnny from Attack Attack. I really enjoy his voice and sense of melody, and also his nonsensical approach to music. His dynamic production choices, coupled with his frequent featuring of other vocalists, really gives each song its own identity. The features have also made me discover some new artists that show up later in the video. Bilmuri released 3 singles this year, with All Gas and Livin', Laughin', Lovin' being some of my favorite songs from the whole year.
If I flood the house with my blood, I might have to clean it up. Will it be enough?
First of my Bilmuri discoveries this year is the band Camino. I really fell in love with Spencer's voice on Anabolic Spudsman. When I started listening to them, I found that Jeff also has a beautiful voice and that their vocal parts really complement each other in a way that makes neither one become overbearing. Their album The Dark from this year is really a clinic in focused songwriting. With 11 songs in just under 30 minutes, they've really managed to trim each song down to its core idea. They feel like pop songs with rock guitar in the best kind of way. Whether it's the sexy vibes on See You Later or the intense chorus of What Am I Missing, you can't go wrong with the songs on this album.
What am I missing you for? Don't even know anymore. Lately it's been 24. It's nothing, no tongue, so what's there to say now? Been gone for days now.
You can think of these guys as the Chainsmokers if they were better looking and had more than 4 good songs. Fictional Illustrations is a solid pop album that you really could listen to from front to back. My favorite tracks are Nothing New and Different Lives. Both have been on repeat throughout the year.
Those were different times, different times. And I thought I was at 25, drunk and high. Now you're gone, watch as you disappear.
I discovered Atreyu in their more emo phase with songs like Right Side of the Bed and Bleeding Mascara. Their standout release for me is Lead Sails and Paper Anchors, featuring some of their best songwriting in my opinion. Ever since I saw this clip from their behind the scenes series for Lead Sails, I have wondered what they would sound like with Mark doing the screams. If you ever had the same thought, then their 2 latest albums are for you. Brandon's singing has always been the main attraction of the band for me, and it sounds better than ever on this year's release, The Beautiful Dark of Life. The addition of Mark doing both screaming and some clean vocals has really given the band a new sound. I really loved the tracks where he and Brandon exchange vocals. Mark singing on the outro and the catchy chorus of Gone makes it a standout track for me. But Insomnia's twisting and turning structure makes it my clear favorite from the album.
I'm done explaining now, pain, this is way too much. I wanna feel euphoria, give me the rush.
I followed Caleb since his days in Attack. I always find a few songs I really like on each Beartooth album, but I really think that Below and most recently The Surface are his best records. It took some time for me to warm up to the change of direction when he released Riptide as the first single. But by the time he hooked me in with the catchiness of the Better Me, I was sold.
Many times have I said I was gonna be someone when I get back on my feet.
Caleb has mentioned in interviews that imagining how songs translate live is an important part of his writing process. He seems to be implementing more of his live elements, such as playful screams and call-outs, into the recordings than earlier albums. This brings life and a unique energy to each song. The Surface is an album filled with bangers that features heavy breakdowns, catchy choruses and honest lyrics. It's hard to pick favorites, but with a gun to my head I would probably pick The Surface, I Was Alive and The Better Me as my favorite songs.
Let's go! All my worries were a waste of time. Made the world so blurry, I was going blind. Time has hit you different, but I don't think you've changed.
To be honest, I haven't been that into the Plotty New when I've checked them out earlier. But their single Left Behind from early 2023 really hit home with me. Its empowering lyrics about ending toxic relationships coupled with a dynamic and vulnerable vocal performance and punchy production made this one of the hardest hitting songs for me this year. This song has intrigued me to follow them more closely and hope for more songs like this one. Tenpenny was first introduced to me from his feature on the earlier mentioned All Gas by Bilmuri. I really love his voice. He's got the breathiness of John Mayer but with much more grit and power. His collaboration with Alana Springsteen on Goodbye Looks Good on You is my favorite release from him this year. Their beautiful voices blend incredibly in this song and the catchy guitar riff combined with the beat in the intro and verse instantly makes my head bop.
We could both be angry, hate you and you hate me. We could play that game, but not today.
I need somebody come back and be that somebody that parallels with my body. Somebody like you.
Sunday at Foxwoods is an interesting album that I'll probably continue to explore in the coming year. It feels like Boys Like Girls have blended a bit of their old style with huge 80s rock elements. Miracle is definitely my favorite from the album, but I think the album is diverse enough that everyone can find different songs they enjoy. Finally, I have to highlight the god tier intro from Physical. First of all, hashtag Kissan supporting local business. I've enjoyed a couple of tracks from Astrid S, felt cute, might delete later. Darkest Hour is a short and sweet song. I really like the driving guitar combined with the trap hi-hats and how she changes the dynamics and creates moments in the song by bringing these elements in and out. I think the use of a dotted 8-note delay on the guitar part in Expiration Date is genius in the way it both gives the listener harmonic context and makes up for the lack of percussive elements in the track. The lack of percussion also opens up for the beautiful vocal layering to really shine together with the excellent rhythm of the lyrics in the chorus.
Yeah, even though we're exes, you still exist somewhere inside of my brain.
I never got that into Blink when I was younger. I remember liking I Miss You, but I was always more of a Sum 41 guy. Either way, Blink releasing a new album this year has felt like a big happening both inside and outside of the alternative music scene, so I couldn't help but listen to it. I liked One More Time, probably because of my aforementioned appreciation of I Miss You, but Anthem Part 3 is clearly the strongest song on the album for me. I love how the song takes its time to build into that amazing chorus. To be honest, I should probably go back and listen to more of their catalog. I hadn't taken much notice of Post Malone until I heard Chemical this year because it reminded me of an All the Day to Remember song. This probably caused me to be more curious to check out his album Austin when it came out. I've listened to the whole album with irregular intervals since it came out, and I catch myself being surprised by how much I enjoy most of the songs on the album. Probably another one I'll dive deeper into in 2024. That's it from me. Let me know in the comments if I missed any of your favorites.